And we welcome you to the weekday kickoff, Football Friday, here on Hornet Radio. My name is Ryan Osborne, and I am joining you live pitch side from Hal Scherbeck Field on the campus of Fullerton College. Ryan Osborne joined by Joseph Abdel. And Joseph, you have seen this team for quite a while. You're a soccer guy. To put it lightly, both of these two teams, by just the record-wise, seems like a mismatch. However, you look at the last game between both of these two sides, and it wasn't that. It was a tie. When you're an athlete, you're on the pitch, you know that the other team has a lesser record than you to start. How does it affect your mentality going into the start of a game?
Yeah, watching Fullerton throughout the season, it seems like they tend to play to their opponent's level. They've played very well against very well opponents, and they've played a little bit worse against opponents with lesser records. So it's important to come out first, get the first goal, set the tone right for the rest of the game.
So it's going to be a difficult one for Fullerton College here in the heat, as we have seen throughout the seasons here at Hal Scherbeck Field, as we get set for kickoff between Santiago Canyon and Fullerton College here on a beautiful day in the city of Fullerton. Ryan Osborne joined by Joseph Abdel over to my right-hand side as we get set for kickoff, and it is away. Santiago Canyon is going to control to start. They'll take the ball going from left to right, and Fullerton College will be going from right to left. Now, if you have been watching along on the weekday kickoff and Football Fridays throughout the entirety of the season, you're used to Joseph Pavlenko and Mark Pavlovich being on the call with you here as well. Well, guess what? You get us too. And that's going to be more than enough here on a Friday afternoon. So, as Fullerton College takes the ball near side, they'll have Paul Mounter, and he tries to get it up to Leggett. It goes off of Leggett, and it will go out. So, near side throw in for Santiago Canyon, and quickly the Hawks have possession in the attacking third. Just underway here, as we mentioned, Ryan Osborne, Joseph Abdel here live from Fullerton as Leggett will take it away and get caught from behind. Little push, little tug, little pull, and he ends up having to get the ball over towards the near side touchline. It gets kicked out and kicked away. And another throw in here for Fullerton College. Now, Joseph, you have been on a pitch that has been hot. You've been out there trying to make sure that you give it your best athletic effort when you're sweating, when it's been difficult, when the pitch doesn't really cooperate because of the temperature. What are these athletes going through knowing that it is going to be a hot one, at least for the first 45?
Yeah, definitely. I think when it's hot, it's a different game. It's sometimes teams will play more defensively, less aggressive. They don't want to wear themselves out for the first 45 minutes, especially when it's so hot like this. So they want to last the full 90 minutes, give their best effort throughout all, but they'll definitely have their mind on it being very, very hot today.
Now, anyone who's watching online goes, okay, well, you know, these guys are talking about how hot it is. Let me just check my my weather app and see exactly how hot it is, and you'll see that it's about 85, 86 or so. However, what you're not including there is the real feel and also the fact that the pitch does get a lot more hot because it is a synthetic turf. Now, of course, as we have seen throughout Southern California, more and more you will see those synthetic turfs and the well, not quite AstroTurf, that's kind of the olden days now, right? But the synthetic turf and the rubber pellets that are on the field or on the pitch are going to heat up as time progresses throughout the heat of the day. That's exactly what the case is here. So for those on the pitch, on the field, and making runs, it's going to be a lot more hot in the first 45 of play. But that will not affect them going into the second 45 as things will get colder and a lot more bearable in the second half in a hurry. Ball goes back to Andrew Ariola. He's going to swing it over to Paul Mounter, and Paul Mounter with it quickly. Paul Mounter looking over to his left side, and now he's going to look towards the near sideline towards Leggett. Leggett has it for a moment. He'll see that cleared away from him, and finally it finds its way back to Cisco Torres. Torres sees that go off the foot of Sermonelli, and Sermonelli ends up fouling Cisco Torres. So Fullerton College will get a opportunity off of a free kick from, we'll call it, about 15 yards out of the 18-yard box. Joseph, if you are a guy, a forward especially like Leggett, who has a very dangerous right foot, what are you looking for from this set piece?
Yeah, we've seen it throughout the season. He definitely can hit it from a distance. It depends what the team wants. Are we going to get across? He definitely can shoot the ball. I know Josias Palacios is up there. He's a big target. He can hit as well. So whatever the team practice or whatever Coach Kenny and Greg feel like is best for the team will be executed here.
So here's the opportunity now for Leggett, left-footed. He doesn't decide to go for it. Instead, this swings back over towards Leggett on the near side. He tries to center, and that's going to be a corner kick coming up. So first corner kick opportunity for Fullerton College. It's going to come on the left-hand side of the park, near side of the field if you're watching online. And again, we welcome you and thank you for joining us here on a Friday afternoon in the city of Fullerton. Ryan Osborne, Joseph Abdel bringing you the live game action here from Fullerton College, as we have done so throughout the entirety of the season and will continue to do so throughout the remainder of the home schedule for the Fullerton College Hornets. Near side corner kick coming up for Fullerton College, and it looks like it is Antonio Villafana who comes up to take the opportunity for the Hornets. Right-footed, swings it up, swings it into the air, pops it back post, a chance. First shot of the game for Fullerton College, but it goes right into the awaiting arms of Diego Saldivar. So, Joseph, you see that in-swinger go towards the far side, back post almost. They get the chance that they want, a very clear header opportunity, but that one just goes right in on goal.
Yeah, the pressure here from Fullerton has been great so far, but it's going to be hard to keep that throughout the 90 minutes. So, a good shot, good way to set the tone for the first half.
Chance for the Hornets. They get a goal. So coming back the other way, Fullerton College goes right in on the attack, and they get themselves on the board early. Antonio Villafana is there, and just about 5.5 minutes in, Fullerton College is on the board. Joseph, you and I were talking as that chance was happening, but it seemed like it was a broken play. It pops up inside the 6-yard box, goes off the left hand of Saldivar, and finally finds its way in. It's kind of a broken play, but it works out for Fullerton.
Yeah, exactly. 2 crosses on the day. First one had a shot at the back post on a cross, on a corner kick. Another cross in. It's looking like crossing is going to be helpful today.
So that crossing that Fullerton College has done throughout the year has truly helped them out once again here, as the Hornets end up taking a 1-0 lead. And for Fullerton College, that's the type of game that they want to play. Very quick, early attacking side. Just like Joseph just mentioned a few moments ago, the heavy pressure by Fullerton College is what gives them success. Now, in the first matchup between these two, Fullerton just wasn't able to get on the board. They had 20 shots overall compared to Santiago Canyon's just 4. And yet Fullerton College got a draw. Not what they wanted out of that decision between Fullerton and Santiago Canyon. That came just about a month ago or so at Santiago Canyon. In this case, Fullerton College on the board early. Just 5 minutes in, the Hornets have their first lead of the season against Santiago Canyon. Ball up into the air. Villagrana, who ended up getting the goal just a few moments ago, is going to range back for it. He sees that popped up, gets away from Cortez, and now looking for it once more will be Cisco Torres. Turnover towards the left-hand side. Abraham Garcia, the leading scorer for Santiago Canyon. He'll bring it back down to a teammate. They try and line it on the left-hand side, and it's quickly taken away and moved up by Brian Orozco. Orozco lays it back to Steven Martinez. Martinez on the back pedal and the side scoot. He'll find Ariola. Ariola, side swinger, goes over to Paul Mounter, and on the near side of the field, Fullerton College is more than content to play it right back to Martinez.
Yeah, especially with how hot it is, they'll definitely be fine holding the ball in the back for a little bit, get some regain their lungs for a little bit.
Well, you say that, Joseph, and you're a soccer guy. You know what it's like to end up going up real quick, real early. When you're Fullerton College, that right there isn't necessarily what people would describe as, quote, playing it out the back. But it is something, like you just said, it's a chance to catch your breath for a second, especially for your attacking third who's just coming back.
Yeah, exactly. And it's important that they get their time resting. It's important to get the good opportunities to rest, because it's going to be a long game today, I can tell you that.
Now, for people who are more familiar with the gridiron game of football, would you say it's something similar to where your defense has been out there for a series, they end up getting you a stop, they need the offense to go out there and have a long series so that way they can catch their breath?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good comparison. I think that with the ball in their hands, with them having control in the game, it will come a lot easier to them and an opportunity will open up.
Far side of the pitch, Santiago Canyon is going to toss this in. Thrown up, away from Orozco, now taken. Once more, the Hornets with it once to Ariola and twice to Paul Mounter. Paul Mounter near side. He'll kick it with his left foot. They find Torres. Passing has been excellent so far for Fullerton College. And again, they have connected on a goal in the early frame. If you're Fullerton College, it's your first inside 5-minute goal, if I'm not mistaken, and since back to that Santa Monica matchup, a one-touch over from Leggett to Palacios. Palacios will get it back. Palacios looking for someone. He does find Leggett over to his right. Here's Leggett chasing in, going inside the box. Get that dispossessed from him. Nice job by Sermonelli to get back there in time. And with his right foot, he's able to stop the chance for Fullerton, kick it off of a Hornet, and it will go out. So a throw-in coming up now for Santiago Canyon. Now, Joseph, you look at these two teams, you go all the way back to 2016. That's the last time that Santiago Canyon actually beat Fullerton College. Fullerton has had quite the range of luck against Santiago Canyon in that time, from 2016 until now. Fullerton is 12-1-2 against Santiago Canyon and has outscored them 37-11 in that time. And you look at that 11, 5 of those 11 came in the same season in 2016. So Fullerton has really controlled this matchup since 2016. If you add that up, that's about 10 seasons if you include this year as well. 9 years overall, 10 seasons in general. And again, for Fullerton, 12-1-2 is exactly where they want to be. And they have a chance to get another good decision in their favor if they continue playing the way that they are in the early going in this matchup. 35 minutes left to go in the first half of play between Fullerton College and Santiago to this point. 1-0 Fullerton.
And it's not only just that, too. They're on a 3-game win streak. So they're also looking to hold on to the 3-game win streak, extend it, and keep that momentum going. So they got a lot to play for today.
Ball to the far side. Now, Joseph, did you get a chance to end up seeing the matchup the other night between Fullerton and Cypress?
No, I didn't. I was coaching at that time.
That is very fair. Now, you look at Fullerton College in that matchup. They get a very late winner on a PK that allows for Fullerton to end up coming away with a victory. Now, of course, Cypress wasn't thrilled with it. The official decided that there was enough contact inside the box to call that a PK inside the last 8 minutes of play. If you're a team like Fullerton College, you mentioned the 3-game win streak. They have had a good time of it lately. You're trying to build on that. You've got an early lead. What is the mindset that you have to have here in the early going? Do you continue with that high pressure? Do you continue trying forcing it out to the wings so that way you can try and jump up 2-3-0? How do you make sure that you keep this consistency throughout the first 45 and kind of really keep that, quote, pedal to the metal?
Yeah, I think the Cypress game was a little bit later in the day, so I know they're going to have a different approach with this game being at 3 and it being a little bit hotter. But, yeah, the first 45 minutes is going to be crucial. Like they say in soccer, after every goal, you always like to say it's still 0-0, lads. So it's important to get the next one and hopefully keep the lead going into the half if you're Fullerton. If you're Santiago Canyon, get 1 goal on the board, everything will come after there.
So a chance for Santiago Canyon a few moments ago that ends up going just wide. We're just about 11 and a half, coming up on 12 minutes gone here in the first half of play between Fullerton and Santiago Canyon. Fullerton College has had the lead, as thankfully, if you are a Fullerton College fan, you see Fullerton get on the board in the 5th minute with Antonio Villafana getting his goal just a few minutes ago on a broken play that Fullerton takes advantage of. If you're a Santiago Canyon fan, not the way that you want this one to start. You're looking at it and saying, okay, well, we didn't concede to Fullerton College in the last matchup, as they have a chance here. Moving up towards the left-hand side is Nahum Palacios. Palacios looking for a teammate. He's going to find Oberlin, and Oberlin will be offsides. So it will go back to Fullerton College, and now here's a chance for the Hornets to build their own way up the field. But again, if you're Santiago Canyon, Joseph, it's a tough way to start this one off, especially considering the fact that you know that Fullerton really controlled the last matchup, but you shut them out. It was a 0-0 decision, and now you go into this one and say, all right, we're trailing it 1-0 after 5 minutes. How do you get your chances and keep the mindset of attacking when you're already down 1-0?
You never want to give up a goal, especially that early. But the way I look at it is, it came early. You have the whole amount of time to get that tie and hopefully get the winner. So there's a lot of time on the board. We're only 12 minutes in, so we got some time.
Yeah, just about there. And you mentioned that you look at Santiago Canyon as a whole, they're averaging just about 6.3 shots per game to this point, as Steven Martinez is going to pick this one up. He ends up getting contacted by Paul Mounter. A little bit of a shove there by Oberlin, but nothing too much. But overall, 6.3 shots per game. They're giving up 13 shots per game. And here's where I think Santiago Canyon can have a lot of success. In terms of shots to shots on goal, they have a 58.4% of their shots to shots on goal percentage, or 584 if you're watching online. 584 is an excellent conversion rate on overall shots versus shots that are going on frame. If you're Santiago Canyon, that's where your success has to be. They're very selective about how they take their shots, when they take their shots, and they make sure that when they are taking shots, it is going to be on solid chances to get the ball on goal. So if you're Santiago Canyon, do you change the way that you attack, Joseph? Because they haven't averaged that many shots per game, but every time that they go up there, more than half of their shot opportunities are going on goal. Do you change to more of a, hey, if you have a little bit of open space, let it fly type of style?
I think, yeah, definitely. If you have a little bit of space, there's no harm in trying to get a little bit of extra shots up there. But they're looking for that quality shot to get the ball into the net. But if we have more shots on target, more shots, hopefully they'll come on target. More shots are even better if they can get them on target.
Jack Overton enters for Fullerton College. He's the only sub on that last chance for the Hornets, as he's going to watch on the pitch currently for Fullerton at the moment. You have Oscar Feria at the very top, Jack Overton, in addition to Leggett and Suarez. They'll also be joined by Villafana and Cisco Torres. Also out there at the moment is Andrew Ariola right down the middle, and he's joined by Brian Paulmounter over to our left-hand side, or near side of the park if you're watching online. In addition to Brian Orozco on the far side, as Fullerton tries to chip this one over, it goes to Jack Overton. Overton on the heavy pressure is now going to watch on as Feria tries to catch up to this one. Nice clearance there by Santiago Canyon, and they do get it away. Finally, it lands towards the near side, where chasing it was Manuel Cervantes. Manuel Cervantes sees this one taken by Suarez. Santiago Canyon asking for a handball. They do not get that call, and it will be swung to the far side. Now it looks like it's going to be picked up by Jared Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking for a teammate. It's going to go just in front of Oscar Feria, and that will go out. So, as Fullerton College ends up picking this one up, another chance for the Hornets once again, and in the early going, they have had a lot of success making sure that they get themselves to the wings and stretch things out. And so far this season, it seems like Fullerton in general has had their chances and their successes anytime that they go out, attack from the wings, and swing it on in from there. They're doing that well in the early going here. Ball out on the far side, a throw-in coming up in just a couple of moments.
And I'm looking at for Fullerton College, they're averaging 14 shots per game against conference opponents. So they're taking the other approach. There's like, whatever we can take, let's get that shot. Hopefully they'll go in.
Yeah, for Fullerton, it has been interesting, especially the back half of the season so far, Joseph. We have been talking about it on the weekday kickoff throughout the first half of the season quite a bit. Fullerton has very good legs. They have very good shots, almost cannons even, if you will. But they didn't let the ball go. They just tried to look for that perfect opportunity, that perfect pass, that perfect chance, and it never came. So when Fullerton gets the chance now here in the second half of the season, they're letting it fly, and they're having a lot of success with it. Now, real quick, as we have a little break in the action, we want to let you know that the Fullerton College Team Store is live. You can show your Hornet pride and visit the FC Team Store for official gear, jerseys, and fan merchandise. Whether you're cheering from the stands or representing on campus, we've got you covered with everything you need to support your Hornets. Stop by and gear up today. So again, that's the FC Team Store, giving you the opportunity to watch on here as Fullerton College is on the attack with Overton. Overton trying to get it back. It does deflect away, and it will now find a teammate with Cisco Torres. Back to Overton. Overton, a lot of people there. He takes a shot, swings this one in, and a save is made. So Saldivar actually gets his first save of this matchup, but that's the first one on frame for Fullerton that did not end up in the back of the net. Left-hand side, Fullerton takes it back away. Now with Leggett. Leggett, little off-footer. Heavy touch there, and it will be a foul against Santiago Canyon. So in this case, Joseph, you look at the official. He sees that ball pop up into the air, but he says, all right, we're going to wait until we see the end of the play and see exactly what the advantage is for Fullerton College before we whistle this down.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, too. I think that the referee did a great job there, able to extend the play. You never know what Fullerton can get. Didn't work out, able to bring it back to the play. Fullerton got the free kick now with a dangerous position. Jacob Leggett has that rocket we were talking about earlier. Let's see if it comes into fruition today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, too, because he's the one who converted on the penalty kick in the last matchup, and it was a huge one for Fullerton College. He's going to be setting up from this right-hand side just in front of the 18-yard box. You can see it there. We'll call it maybe 8 yards outside the box, right down the middle of the frame. It's a 5-person wall for Santiago Canyon. 5 different Hornets on the left. Here's Leggett, takes a shot. It's in on goal, and it's going to be parried away and buried. Fullerton College is going to take a 2-0 lead, and it looks like it's Brian Orozco.
Yeah, Jacob Leggett got it on target, and that's what you're taught to do. You're taught to get it on target. Keeper made a great save, ended up bobbling it a little bit right into the path for a Fullerton goal.
And again, Fullerton College gets that goal because they let it fly. It goes right back to what you were just talking about. Joseph, it's Leggett who has a beautiful liner, and it pops up into the hands of the goalkeeper in Saldivar. But if you're Saldivar, you want that one back because it was just that close from being parried into the corner.
Yeah, he's going to want to parry that out a little bit more to the side, get it away from danger. So you'll want that back for sure. But Fullerton's up 2-0 now. They're looking at add one more, get the next one. The third goal is the most important for Fullerton College here.
So officially, that one is scored in the 19th minute by way of Brian Orozco. And Orozco gets the goal, and he will be assisted by Jacob Leggett.
Yeah, and watching from the second half of the season, Jacob Leggett has been turning it up for sure. I know he's had some great talent. We know it was there, and now it's coming to fruition.
You say that, and you look at Jacob Leggett. He gets his first official goal, collegiate goal, earlier this year here on the weekday kickoff, and the way that he did it was off of a volley and just found his opportunity to just kick it off a bounce off of his knee, and he was able to score a banger.
Yeah, and he has the most shots on the team with 20 this season, so that'll definitely feel good for him.
Hornets trying to get it back. They end up getting the benefit of this call. 21 minutes gone here in the first frame of play. Fullerton College with the lead. It's 2-0 Fullerton, as they have taken advantage of each of their first 2 chances that they have had on frame. Jacob Leggett assisting a few moments ago off of a free kick, and Fullerton converting once more. So if you're Fullerton College, you're real happy with how things are going here in the early going. As Fullerton, as we mentioned, they were frustrated with how the last decision went against Santiago Canyon, and there really wasn't much that they could have done more other than trying to bury things. And if you're Fullerton, you see the first 2 go in, and actually we have a correction here. Brian Orozco is the listed guy as number 28, as Suarez comes out to get this. This will end up being a corner kick for Fullerton, their second of the matchup. And listed as number 28 was Orozco initially, but Daniel Scott is the one who ends up getting that goal. So I apologize, that entire goal call, completely wrong. Daniel Scott gets his first there, and he's the one who buries that. So for Scott, he gets on the board. Fullerton College 2-0, and now this ball will be in the left-hand corner. And you know, Joseph, the toughest thing about that is that I am going to hear about it from Joseph Pavlenko and Mark Pavlovich for the next couple weeks.
I'll give you some crap for sure. It happens to the best of us.
Ball on the near side. Corner kick will be coming up.
And that was Jacob Legette's first assist of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So
you are absolutely correct on that one. As Leggett, you look at the way that he stretches out the field. You were talking about it a few moments ago. The second half of the season to this point, he has been electric. He has been exactly what Fullerton needs. As this one goes near side towards the 18, another chance off the hop for Fullerton is going to pop away from David Suarez and get out of play. So throwing now for Santiago Canyon. But it just seems like he brings a different aspect to this Hornet squad whenever he's out there.
I think I like to highlight his dribbling. He has that creativity in the middle to be able to dribble, open up passes, hit some through balls into Josias Palacios. He is all around the creativity, the engine of the team, I'd like to call it.
Ball up now for the Hawks. It's a 2-on-4 if they hurry. The pass gets intercepted by Daniel Scott. It will be offsides for Santiago Canyon if they pick it up, and that's exactly what happens. Now, it looked like on the far side, Abraham Garcia was kind of looking at the officials and was like, hey, they kicked it back over this way. But the official looks right back and says, yeah, but you were offsides even before that, so it wouldn't have mattered. Little looper here for Suarez. Suarez trying to find someone. It ends up clanging over towards Jack Overton. Trying to catch up to it in time was Kevin Castro, and Castro has the ball back to Jack Overton. Overton on his right foot. Now gets it taken away. Pops back over towards the Hornets. Here's Cisco. Cisco right-footed. He'll stop the ball. He'll bring it back up. He finds Jack Overton. And Overton, looking for a teammate, can't get it there successfully, and it comes up to Daniel Scott. The goal scorer from just a few moments ago has to keep this one in. He lines it down the middle of the park, and it will go all the way back to Steven Martinez, who says, hey, guys, let's slow things down just a little bit, and we will find ourselves with the ball once more. Here's Paul Mounter. Paul Mounter getting a chance to go to Ugaldi. Now Ugaldi, middle of the park, just past the Buzzy logo. Looking for Suarez. Brendan Acevedo now with it. Acevedo with Paul Mounter. High chopper over towards Overton. Overton with it once more. Kicked away. So now it pops all the way back. So if you're watching things, Joseph, you look at Fullerton College, they have the ability to kind of get up the park almost at will to this point. They're kind of setting it up, looking for Overton, looking for some heavy pressure. Here's a chance. Overton now over to a teammate, goes off of a Hornet, kicked away. That would have been interesting because it almost looked like it popped off of a hand there and was repossessed. Either way, it's a shot for Fullerton and it goes wide. But again, going back to the previous statement, it just seems like Fullerton is getting up the park the way that they want to.
And I was going to say up until that point, there were 4 shots on goal. So when you're getting those shots, I really enjoy when teams get the shots on goal because when they're on goal, that one of them are bound to go in. But on that one, a little off the target. But the accuracy when they get up there is what's winning them this game so far.
Jared Rodriguez will take a seat. Now coming in will be David Suarez. He's also going to be joined by Diego Bravo as well.
Good to get some rest in this heat with around 18 minutes left in the half.
And Mark and I were kind of talking about this on Tuesday. This is a Fullerton team that is very heavy on the emphasis of playing as many players as you can to find out what lineups work for you and what the differences are in the makeups of these lineups as well. So if you're looking at Fullerton College and you've never seen a Fullerton College matchup during the time that Coach Kenny Castellanos and also Greg Aviles have been here, you are constantly going to see guys checking in. You're going to see 5, 6 guys at a time subbing out sometimes. You also see of the 11 on the pitch, sometimes 10, sometimes all 11 are going to be subbed out at some point during the match because that's just the style of program that is run here at Fullerton College. And Joseph, as a soccer guy, if you're going to end up bringing in that many guys and your consistency continues to remain the same amount in terms of production, how does that help you as a coach?
That's the beautiful thing about college compared to professionals. In professionals, you get subbed out. That's the end of your day. So here you're able to try multiple formations, try different lineups, try different players, bring different aspects into the game, see what works. And so far, last 3-4 games, it's been working to perfection so far. And it's also giving some players some rest when it's needed.
Daniel Scott, goal scorer, watching on as Paul Mounter tries to loop this one over someone. Near side throw-in coming up as Fullerton College tries to get it up the field in a hurry. Just for a moment here, the Hornets have it, and it will find its way back to Sermonelli. So Sermonelli out of Norco. We'll see this one kicked away far side. Acevedo on the intercept, now with Ariola. Ariola looking for a teammate, gets that one taken away. Abraham Garcia with it once more. Here's Ariola once again. Ariola sees Suarez. Suarez, a quick little liner to the left-hand side. Will Fullerton catch up in time? They will not, as Oscar Faria says, hey, let's get a corner kick out of this, guys. And the third one of the game for Fullerton is coming right up. As you see there on your screen, journalism, ready to tell the stories that matter. Fullerton College's journalism program offers hands-on training in print, digital, and broadcast media. You can learn from the best here at Fullerton College, as you can learn from working professionals using industry-standard equipment, get certified in journalism, PR, or advertising, and graduate job ready. Your media career starts here at Fullerton College. You can see everyone setting up inside of the frame there as the Hornets will kick this one away. Ends up going all the way back to Acevedo. Acevedo down the middle. Here's a chance. A little bump. It's in. Fullerton College on the board again. And for Fullerton, it just seems like everything is working out for them at this point as they get yet another goal. And in this case, it'll be Oscar Faria. A tough one to give up there for Santiago Canyon, as it just looked like Saldivar was in the right spot. However, that ball takes a high chopping hop over top of two different people, and it ends up as a Fullerton College goal once again. So if you are Fullerton College, now, Joseph, you're looking at it and you're saying, okay, these Hornets have looked phenomenal to start this game off. Faria gets a chance to point into the crowd to his friends and family members in attendance, and he gets Fullerton College a 3-0 lead.
I was going to mention, what a beautiful luxury. You're bringing in 8 goals on the season. Josias Palacios going up 3-0. It's a beautiful thing in the system today.
So Fullerton 3, Santiago Canyon 0, as we have just about 14 minutes left to go here in the first half of play between Fullerton College and Santiago Canyon. Little bump back that goes back to the starter for Fullerton College in net, Steven Martinez. Martinez now with Paul Mounter near side of the park. Paul Mounter left-footed. That one has no spin on it, and it will find its way out past the touchline and away. For Santiago Canyon, unfortunately for the Hawks to this point, they've lost each of their last 5 matches in conference play, dating back to October the 10th versus Santa Ana. The Hawks' last win came on October the 3rd versus Orange Coast in a 2-1 victory. You add their last 7 matches, it has been tough going for them to this point. Unfortunately, 0-5-2 in their last 7. However, they have shown a lot of signs of improvement as you look at the Hawks over the last 3 matches of play. They have been right in it, and now they have an opportunity to get one back here. If you're a Hawk fan, you're watching online, and you're saying, okay, what do Santiago Canyon, or what does Santiago Canyon have to do to get themselves back into it? And Joseph, you could argue that if they continue to get that heavy press on the far side of the field, they had a couple of good touches in the early going here that gave them some space and gave them some time. But can they get back over to it successfully? If they do so, they'll have a great chance to get themselves back into this.
Yeah, the high pressure would definitely help. Fullerton College this season hasn't been playing out of the back the greatest. The last 4 or 5 games, it's been a little bit better. But the high press would help, as we're saying right here. The high press, a little bit of a high press, able to get that shot off.
Little spinner that goes off of Martinez, and he's able to make the save for Martinez. That one took a very interesting bounce, we will say. It's a difficult one, Joseph. You look at it from a goalkeeper's perspective. Something like that, it's not the fastest shot in the world. However, because of all the turn on it, because of all the spin on it, and the fact that it's about to hit turf, it has a lot of bite to it.
Yes, but especially with the turf, and in practice, you're not seeing that shot many times. That's a little bit of an unorthodox shot. So it's something that he was able to deal with and able to stop the goal from going in.
Martinez comes back for it. Fullerton College so far in the early going, a total of 7 shots, as this one's going to be kicked up into the air. Heavy chase for Fullerton by Paul Acosta. Acosta sees this one popped up. Another opportunity for the Hornets to get it back. They can't do so, and now it's taken away nicely by Tristan Amasio. Amasio looking for Cervantes. Cervantes scored the first goal against East LA on August 28th, and he has played in 7 straight and started each of the last, or 6 of his last 7. Here's Palacios, gets taken down, no call coming. That's a very good no call from the official. Says that there was contact, but the ball was the principal point of contact, as Oberlin gets that one taken away. Near side to Paul Mounter. He's going to take it, look for a teammate, find someone, over towards Palacios, kicked away.
Yeah, no argument from Palacios on there. He knew that one was clean.
Here's a foul going against Santiago Canyon, and hitting the deck there will be Ugaldi.
Fullerton's looking to coast throughout to the half. I bet their feet are burning right now, but they from the goals and from the heat, let's say that.
We'll get to more on that in just a second, as we let everyone know that the Hornet allows you to stay informed. You can do exactly that with the Hornet, your campus newspaper. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, our student journalists bring you the stories that matter to the Fullerton College community. You can read it online today. The Hornet, where student voices make headlines. Fullerton nearly taking that away just a few moments ago, trying to get back to it. I want to go back to what you just said, Joseph, because I think that's interesting. You go back to 2017. Fullerton College gridiron football played a game over at Yorba Linda High School where it was 101 degrees outside. But the heat index was enough or low enough for the students to play, and it was going to get a lot less hot in the second half. However, to start the game off and in warm-ups, it was so hot. At one point, a defensive lineman came up to me and said, "Hey, take a look at my shoe." And the glue from the bottom of his shoe had separated from the boot itself, because that's how hot it was out on the field. When you look at how these guys are playing, you look at cleats, how they're designed, especially the more thin and the more light that they get. Do you start to feel that heat as the day goes on in the first half of a game like this?
There's a little bit of a wind coming in, so it's not as bad. But if there was no wind, I definitely think that you'll be feeling it at the bottom of your cleats. You'll definitely feel it with the with the what's it called? The
synthetic turf.
Synthetic turf. You'll definitely feel it. Those little black rubber balls. Those are the most annoying thing ever. They'll get in your shoes. They'll end up in places you don't want them to end up in. So those things are the worst.
Well, when you mention that, as this one's kicked over towards the left-hand side, it's a foot race for Palacios. He realizes he's not going to catch up to it before Saldivar does. And Saldivar makes the catch, and he will end up throwing this one away. I mean, when you talk about that, you see the black pellets, and of course they do heat up. It's rubber, right?
Yeah.
Rubber is always going to heat up. That's just the way that things go, especially with the color of the rubber. It is black, so it absorbs the heat a lot more for the synthetic turf. When you are using your cleats, they're a lot more thin, a lot more light, especially with the advancement of technology. Have you ever noticed when you're out there playing and it is a hot day like this, that those cleats start to warm up and it's difficult to cool them down and make yourself comfortable?
Definitely, I definitely have. I know it's even worse when you have black cleats on. It's double the trouble there. And I remember times where you had to put ice cubes in your feet just to cool them down. It gets hot up there, especially in hotter places, even hotter than this, and it's pretty hot outside.
So Fullerton College will throw it in on the near side of the park, trying to prevent the heat. Both sides are being attended to, of course, by the Fullerton College athletic training staff, who has been phenomenal in making sure that each of these two teams is well hydrated and has the opportunity to continually be hydrated throughout the entirety of this matchup. And you do have to give a lot of credit to the Fullerton College athletic training staff. They're constantly making sure that the athletes are well aware of what they need to do to keep themselves hydrated in a match like this. Ball goes out near side of the field. A couple of substitutions took place, and it will be a throw-in. That's going to give us the opportunity to remind you about Hornet Radio. Hornet Radio is your opportunity to kind of listen in live to your campus soundtrack. We're streaming live with the best mix of music, talk, and local programming. And whether you're studying, commuting, or just hanging out, Hornet Radio keeps you connected to campus life. You can listen online now, or you can do exactly what you're doing at the current moment and watch Hornet Radio's productions. Fullerton College Hornet Radio brings you live men's soccer here with Football Fridays and the weekday kickoff. Ryan Osborne and Joseph Abdel joining you live here on the broadcast. And, of course, Joseph Abdel over to my right, part of the CRTV 145 sports class and part of that radio program here on campus. So Hornet Radio bringing you live men's soccer, also some live volleyball. We're going to have some live women's basketball coming up in just a little bit as we continue on with the semester. Speaking of continuing on, a chance for the Hornets, a shot that ends up getting kicked away. Saldivar makes the save, and he had to be alive on that one. Joseph, that's a difficult save for a goalkeeper to make, especially considering how much the ball was clanging around.
And that started with the switch of possession. They were able to get it on the right-hand side, similar to the second goal, I believe. They were able to get it to the right-hand side. Cross came into the middle. He was able to get the shot off. Again, a great save. Corner kick for Fullerton College.
So Saldivar has 4 saves, and he has faced a total of 8 shots, make it 9 shots. 2 of them have gone out of play, and 3 of them, I should say, have gone in the goal. So for Fullerton College, a chance. They try and get this one towards the far post. There's a shot there by Ariola. It's the 10th of the game for Fullerton College unofficially. But, of course, since I'm the one writing it down, it means it's official to me.
Officially unofficial there.
Exactly. There you go. You know what? I will take it. That gives me a lot of credit that I don't deserve. 3-0. Fullerton College with the lead here on the weekday kickoff and Football Fridays, brought to you by Hornet Radio. Ryan Osborne and Joseph Abdel bringing you the live game action. Henry is over to our left-hand side as well on camera too, and we do want to thank both of our students here today, both Henry and Joseph, for helping get us on the air here without your 2 help. And I will also really shout you out, Joseph. You did a lot of great things setting up the cameras downstairs to get the alternate angles that we're going to coming up in just a moment, as that one is snagged nicely by Saldivar, and he makes the save in time. So a lot of credit goes to you. A lot of credit goes to Henry for helping us get on the air here, not just for men's soccer, but you guys have done excellent work over at volleyball as well.
Was there 2 balls on the field there?
It looked like it. At least that's what it seemed like from the official. There was 1 ball on the left-hand side, and the official said, excuse me, hold on, wait a minute. Can we just hold things for a second? Saldivar makes the save no less, or at least he gets the ball no less.
I reckon that's a double save. 2 on the stat sheet. Let's do it.
That'll work for me. You just keep adding to the score sheet, the unofficial, official score sheet, and it allows for the Hornets to get another chance on frame. Here's an opportunity now for Tanner Nicholson. Nicholson tries to get to it. Little tug from behind there by Ariola, and he's not going to get called for it. Chance for Santiago Canyon to get themselves on the board. Tanner Nicholson, just a few moments ago, who you saw, is a decorated athlete from Beckman High School. Very interesting guy if you take a look at his biography. As Leon Huang is going to get the ball on the left-hand side of the park. He's going to swing to his right, gets that one taken away. Nice stab there by the Hawks, and it is nicely swung over towards the right-hand side. Ball up the frame. It goes to the near side. Well, I should say more down the middle to Cisco Torres, and Torres is now going to find an open guy in David Suarez near side. Here's Cisco. Cisco, nice, flat, looper. Up into the air, a chance for Courtney. Courtney had an opportunity. Palacios wants to take a shot, goes off of his hip, and finally cleared away. Fullerton gets it back. Cisco Torres takes the shot up and high. 11th shot of the game for Fullerton College. Remains 5 saves for Saldivar. Go ahead, Joseph.
A little bit of a heavy touch there. You'll want that one back for sure. But that right hand has been treating them well. I wonder if in the second half they're going to keep on attacking that right hand, because the crosses on the right hand they've opened up some shots and definitely some goals here. Looks like Diego Saldivar has had all the action on his half today. He's had 5 5 saves now?
Yeah, grand total of 5 saves and unofficially 11 shots that he has faced. This will be another corner kick coming up for Fullerton. That's the 5th of this matchup.
And then on the other end, Steven Martinez. unofficially, he has one save. Unofficially, he has one save that we got it at right now. So he's been a little bit quiet on his end. But I'll say as a goalkeeper, they only remember the mistakes you make. They're not going to remember all the saves. They remember the mistakes you make. So he's got to be ready for any opportunity that comes on his end to come up big, keep it close, keep it out of the net, keep the scoreline at zeros.
Here's a chance from the far side corner. Popped up into the air down the middle. Ariola with an opportunity. Goes over top of his head. And it is cleared away by the Hawks. They're looking to run. They've got a chance. Little intercepted header there. And Fullerton takes it right back. The Hawks trying to play pinball here. Leon Wong going to get to it. And Wong will end up watching as Fullerton will get the ball right back. Cisco Torres with the ball. And Fullerton will get another opportunity.
And that right-hand side it's been open all game. It's been open all game. It's open now. It'll be open in the second half. Just got to capitalize on those opportunities. They're up 3-0. I'm sure they're going to want to add on more to the scoreline.
So here's a chance for Ugaldi. High, left-hand side, side spinner, and a foul against Fullerton.
A little bit of a high kick there. He went for the bicycle kick.
So the chance for the Hornets, so far they have gotten 3 goals in total. 1 from Antonio Villafana, 1 from Daniel Scott. They also got one just about 10 minutes ago as well. And for the Hornets, they find themselves with a 3-0 lead going into the end of the first half of play. 45 is gone, so you will end up seeing 2 minutes added to the clock here. We keep our timer stopped at 45 because we are in Orange Empire Conference time at this point. Head official says, hey, 2 minutes remaining here in the first half, so that's what everyone goes by. Ryan Manabi. Manabi finds a teammate. Far side of the park, it is taken away. The Hornets can't get back to it. Palacios trying to chase after it as well. It is funny to mention, going back to something you said about 10 minutes ago, Joseph, how much of a luxury is it to be able to bring in your leading scorer on your team with, I believe, 14 points to his credit or 15 points to his credit in Josias Palacios, and you're able to bring him off the bench to help you out in a matchup like this?
Let's just say with the Heat, the back line, Santiago Canyon back line was not happy with that substitution. They did not want to see that come in already being down 3-0.
So 3-0 is our score. We've got about 45 seconds until the end of the first half of play. Fullerton will end up getting a free kick out of this, and you'll see everyone looking for their positioning directly in front of the goal here. So you can see Saldivar in the bright neon green on the left-hand side of your screen. Most everyone is kind of situated on the left-hand side. Ball goes up, near side, Ariola up into the air. Another chance for the Hornets. Palacios gets a piece. That does not officially go as a shot.
Counter-attacking opportunity here.
It will be Tanner Nicholson. Nicholson was awarded the 2024 Most Improved Player Award by Brett Beckman High School in his senior season last year. He's a first-generation mechanical engineering student and was also in the honors program, and he's going to watch as that brings us to the end of the first 45 of play. So, 45 minutes gone here for Fullerton College and Santiago Canyon. And for Fullerton College, they are quite happy with how the first frame ended up taking place. Now, real quick, Joseph, as we go into the half, I want to get your thoughts on Fullerton College and Santiago Canyon. It just seems like the Hornets' attack has been overwhelming to this point.
Yeah, definitely. It's been very overwhelming, to say the least. I think that Santiago Canyon they haven't been on the same page as a team. The counterattack looks to be, the high press hasn't worked. The counterattack hasn't been open. They just look to be like two different sides of the team, two different teams playing against each other, if that makes sense. I think the defense isn't on the same page with the offense in the press. So I think offensively for Fullerton, they got that crossing. They were able to get their shots. What is it now? We got 11 unofficial.
Yeah, 11 unofficial shots and 5 saves for Saldivar.
And they're averaging 14. They almost got their average just in one half. So shots, the volume is there, and the scoreline proves it.
So 3-0 at the half. That is our score as we allow for Joseph to come in and get some air conditioning. You're more than welcome to take off the headsets and come on inside as we bring you to the half here. Again, Ryan Osborne joined by Joseph Abdel over to my right-hand side, Henry over to our left. And we want to thank you for joining us here on Football Fridays and the weekday kickoff on Hornet Radio. Ryan Osborne bringing you the play-by-play, and we also have plenty of action coming up throughout the rest of this season. We are almost towards the back half of the Fullerton College overall schedule for men's soccer. We'll have a couple more chances to be live on the air here for soccer. And actually, before we go anywhere, let me also just remind you of our final remaining home games for the regular season, as thankfully Henry comes inside and gets himself some air conditioning. Well deserved, my friend. October the 7th, that'll be Friday. I believe that's actually next Friday, if I'm not mistaken. And then October the 14th against Orange Coast College. That'll be, again, a Friday as well. Both of those two games will be a 6 p.m. start. Both of them right here on Hornet Radio, which, again, you can watch live where you are watching this game currently in conjunction with the Fullerton College athletic page here on YouTube. We will continue to bring you the play-by-play action for Fullerton College as long as they have home scheduling. So, 3-0 is our score. And for the moment being, Fullerton College has had a very good afternoon. And if you're a Fullerton College fan, they are very happy with how the attack has gone. They have gotten a lot of open chances. They have created their own spacing as well. And they have made sure to bury a couple of rebounds too. So if you're Fullerton, you're happy with a 3-0 advantage going into the half. And for the moment being, you can be thrilled with how the first 45 of play ended up going. Now, as we get set for halftime, we're going to step away just for a little bit. As Fullerton College is up 3-0, we want to bring you some of the Coaches Show that happened earlier this week, as Cross Country had their opportunity to be able to talk with Caleb Ramos on the Coaches Show. And before we go anywhere or do anything, let's get you to the Coaches Show, as Fullerton College, again, is up 3-0 over top of Santiago Canyon at the end of 45 minutes of play.
Welcome back to this week's episode of the Coaches Show here on Hornet Radio. My name is Caleb Ramos, and I'm your host for this week. And for this week, we were able to talk to a couple of the top men's cross-country runners here at Fullerton College. They have OEC championships coming up, and we were able to talk to them about that and more right here on the Coaches Show. We are joined by top men's cross-country runner for the Fullerton College Hornet, Zidane Ross. Now, Zidane, why join cross-country?
Honestly, if you want the truthful answer, I could honestly just say, like, I love running. But in high school, when I first joined, I was trying to look for, like, a sport to join, but I wasn't really no good at any of them. So my friend was just like, hey, join the cross-country team. I was like, you know what, why not? And I didn't really like it, but then as I kept going, I kept seeing improvements. And then that just set like new goals for myself. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep running. And then I did perform really well my senior year of high school. And then I just found myself here running for Fullerton College.
What does a typical day of training look like for you?
Typical day of training, so we have workout days and we have easy days. Maybe like 4 out of the 6 days will be easy days, just like, go for like an 8-mile run. And then depending on what the coaches want on like the workout days, we'll do like mile repeats. So it's like a mile 4 times at like a race pace, or maybe like we'll do hill workouts to test our strength, just things like that. And then on Fridays we have race week.
Now, I noticed you went and ran that Mount Sac recently, and you did extremely well, placing top 3. How was that feeling for you?
That feeling was surreal, because last year I did place 18th, 17th, so just that jump from 17th to 3rd place, it just shows how much work I've put in over like the last year, and I'm really happy with my results, and I'm excited to see what I can do from here forward out.
Now, Mount Sac is known for being a very tough course. It was a tough one for me when I ran in high school. How does that one maybe compare to other ones?
That course, you are gonna wanna play it smart. There's absolutely no going fast. For context, coming in the first mile, which is a flat first mile, I was probably in like the top 20. And then going on, mile 3 through 4, you counter like 4 to 5 hills. You just gotta be smart on it. So that's what I love about cross country. It's, you know, it's not always the fastest guy wins. It's the guy with the best strategy. And finding myself in third place at the end of the race, it took a lot of hard work.
How do you maybe stay motivated on a day where you may not want to run as much as you do others?
This one's a tough one. This one's a tough one to answer because I guess it's just like how much you want your goals at the end. Because if you're going, you don't feel motivated, you skip practice. As I like to say, I heard like this was my high school coach's quote. Is like, you're going 2 steps down when you miss a practice. You go 1 step up when you do make it to a practice. So it's just like you just have to want it. But I'm also like really motivated to like see my teammates, hang out with them. They're awesome guys.
Now, you have OEC championships coming up on Halloween this Friday. How are you preparing for that throughout this week?
Honestly, I'm just trying to stay like locked in. I know for sure that we're gonna qualify to the next round. It's pretty much guaranteed considering I'll run well. So I'm just trying to stay relaxed, like stress-free, just like be really confident in myself.
Since it is on Halloween, are you looking forward to getting any candy after the race? And if so, what kind?
I am really excited to get some candy. Obviously not before the race, but after the race, I'm not gonna promise that I'm gonna stay healthy. I might go wild on Halloween night.
We are now joined by Jonathan Mendoza, one of the top runners for the men's cross-country Fullerton College team. Now, Jonathan, let me ask, why cross-country?
You know, I did not like the sport at first. I don't think nobody does. I was a soccer player. I guess I joined track to gain fitness for soccer. I think that's a lot of people's stories. And then I got a good time. I feel like I got a 4:48 first mile for my track season. And then I talked to my coach, and I think after that I just committed to it. I think I had something good going, and yeah, now we're here.
What was the transition from soccer and track to cross-country like?
It was actually tough. I didn't want to quit because who doesn't want to quit soccer? But it was a decision made by my mind and not my emotions. I knew I had more potential here and somewhere to go. So it was hard, definitely. I had to talk to people close to me. But I think definitely what I accomplished to this date, I think it was definitely worth it.
OAC Championships coming up on Halloween night on Friday.
Yes.
How excited are you for that?
I'm super excited. I already have my goals planned out. It's already done. That's the easy work. You know, that's the fun part. We already done the easy work, day in and day out, workouts, waking up early. That is literally just the fun part. I'm not nervous. Again, there's 2 types of nerves. The regular nerves, they're just in you, and then the nerves that you haven't done anything. And of course, I worked my butt off. So I know that if everything goes right, I'm gonna do good. You know, all conference, top 7, light work. Come on now.
How do you potentially stay motivated on a day where you don't want to wake up early,
that's the thing.
You don't want to run as much as others?
Look. You think I wake up every day and say, oh, I'm gonna, let's go, let's run 13 miles. Hell no. There's no motivation. There might be some motivation, and it's already common knowledge, right? There might be motivation some days, but most of the days it's like, I don't want to do this. Screw this sport, you know? So how do I get up? It's discipline, you know, my schedule and my will, my goal. You have to find a purpose, you know? If I'm just running to run, you think I'm gonna wake up, I might, you know, run for the first week, but then the next month and the other month, it doesn't work like that. So, you know, you have to have a schedule and your why. Always remember your why, because in the beginning, you might be motivated, but when a couple months pass by, you forget your why and then you quit. That's most people, but I'm not most people.
What is your why for running?
Why?
Yeah.
You know what? You know, every day I wake up and I don't want to run, and I do run. Like yesterday, we had mile repeats, right? 5 flats for each mile. Think about how I feel. You know how I feel? I feel bad, terrible. I want to stop. And when I do it and I finish, it shows my mind that look at what I was capable of. You know what I mean? So every day that I run, it shows what I'm capable of, and it's just a reassuring. That's what I love. It's that dopamine high at the end. I don't feel it in the beginning when I start my day, but after I'm done with my run, I feel this type of happiness within myself.
How did your kind of mentality change from your freshman to sophomore year?
I definitely had a good mentality coming from high school to my first year of college, so I was definitely prepared. I think, coming to college, just in general, it wasn't even like a running thing. It was more like figuring myself out, this and that, and, that bled into my first year of running. I did good my first year, but definitely I felt kind of like lost, like, do I want to do this and that? So my mentality is kind of like, I'm not a rookie here, it's my second year. I, I'm the captain for the team. I'm leading, you know what I mean? I kind of feel like, just the leader, and just, I know what I'm doing, I don't feel lost anymore, you know what I mean?
Earlier this season, you had a pretty great time of 21:16 at the SoCal preview, and you're heading back to that course for state qualifying. How do you potentially improve on that time?
It's definitely a good time. I'm definitely happy, but I'm unsatisfied. I'm always unsatisfied. It's not like a bad mentality to have. I'm happy. Like, I'm very happy. After the race, I smile, but I'm always unsatisfied. And if I'm happy, let's say with 21:16, then I'm not gonna improve. I'm definitely. Sometimes you have to be delusional. I think I'm capable of 20. Even if it's not true, hey, it'll get me farther than if I didn't believe it. So to prepare for that race, again, same thing, training. I'm definitely gonna beat it. I believe so, and yeah, it's in the future. I'm focused on conference right now, but it's definitely something to look forward to.
We want to thank the men's cross country team for coming out and talking to us today, specifically Zidane and Jonathan. We want to wish the entire men's cross country team luck on their upcoming OEC championships and state qualifying as well. For everyone else back at the studio, I'm Caleb Ramos, and you've been watching The Coaches Show on Hornet Radio.
And we welcome you back to Football Fridays and the weekday kickoff here on Hornet Radio. I'm Ryan Osborne, joining you live pitch side here from Fullerton College as the Fullerton College Hornets get set for their second half matchup in just a couple of moments, seconds. We await the start of the second half between Fullerton College and Santiago Canyon. Ryan Osborne, Joseph Abdel, Henry over to our left-hand side as we get set for the second half, and we are actually underway. So Fullerton College with a 3-0 lead over top of Santiago Canyon as they go from left to right across your computer screen. Ball over towards the right-hand side where it will be picked up, and the opportunity is presented for the Hornets for a very deep toss-in. Currently on the pitch for Fullerton College on the far side of the park, you end up having David Suarez, and he'll also be joined by Jacob Leggett, Josias Palacios, and Brandon Acevedo. Brian Paulmounter is out there as well, in addition to the goal scorer from earlier, Daniel Scott, joined by Antonio Villafana, and they will also be joined by Cisco Torres as this one is up into the air. Cleared away by Santiago Canyon for a second. Making his first appearance today is Fabian Perez, and Perez will also be joined by Maximus Ugaldi. Now entering the game for the Hornets in goal is their new goalkeeper. Well, new being a relative term, as Fullerton College is going to bring in their secondary goalkeeper in Alexis Villanueva, who has previous experience being the starting goalkeeper for Fullerton College, and now will take over in net once again. Ball goes all the way back to Diego Saldivar. Saldivar played in 7 games as a senior at Mater Dei. That's where he ended up going to high school. Recorded 416 minutes and a 577 goals against average. Also had 12 saves and just 3 goals against in those 7 matches played. He ends up watching this one, the 6'3", again, sophomore out of Mater Dei High School. You'll see this one pop back to Brian Paulmounter. Paulmounter is going to look for it, and Paulmounter will swing it all the way back and look for Daniel Scott. Scott with the ball. Now going to take a look. Opportunity for the Hornets. Throw-in coming up. That one was kicked away by Brandon Baruch. Baruch over to his left is Heinze. Heinze also out there with Eric Cervantes. Cervantes on the takeaway, and he's going to pick it up.
And I like that Fullerton hasn't let their foot off the gas pedal. They're still keeping the high press even though they're up 3-0, looking to extend on that lead, put the game away.
Far side. You mentioned that high press, and that was something that you talked about earlier, Joseph. And you look at the high press for Fullerton College. When they go to that high press, they have a lot of success. However, it can be a two-edged sword because if you go too often and too high on the press, you can actually be dissected very easily going the other way in midfield. If you're attacking like Fullerton College is with that high press, how do you make sure that you can prevent a counterattack easily?
It's ending the play when you get the chance up front. Get that shot. If you don't get the shot, end the play up front before it even gets to your half.
Here's Palacios. Palacios. Now it's Cisco Torres. Torres with Acevedo on the near side of the park. He's got the ball. Acevedo looking for a teammate. Gets that one intercepted. It will find its way to Neum Palacios. Neum Palacios out of Norco High School. Quite a bit of guys from this Santiago Canyon squad out of Norco High School. And they have had varying levels of success, and by varying, we mean a lot of success. Recently, Norco High School, of course, making their way through CIF, getting to the second and third rounds of CIF as well. This is going to go over to Nicholson. Nicholson with it once more. He's going to turn with the headband on, looking for Baruch. Baruch is going to play it over to a teammate, gets that one taken away by Palacios. Palacios was looking for Leggett, gets tipped off of him, finally finds its way back to Sermonelli. And Sermonelli, another one of those guys out of Norco. He had a lot of success when he was at Norco. 17 goals, 3 assists in his senior season at Norco. recorded 2 assists in the CIF quarterfinals against Diamond Ranch, and then also converted on a penalty kick in the semifinals. Here's Nicholson. Nicholson looking to take a shot with his left foot and sends that one up and high. Little panic there for the Hornets for a moment, but it ends up going the way of Fullerton College. Then that one goes out near side of the park. So that shot goes up and high. First shot of the second half for either side. No save is recorded there for Alexis Villanueva.
That might be first shot of the game for Santiago Canyon.
And if I'm not mistaken, it is their second.
Second, cool.
So the first one was that spinner that took place earlier that you and I talked about, and then that was their second. Only one of them has been on frame. Steven Martinez making 1 save in the first half, and Villanueva, as we mentioned just now, making no saves as of yet.
It's a good start to the half, though, for Santiago Canyon, being able to get that shot early in the half. So a good way to start the half.
Does it just set a confidence meter for you, too, if you are able to come out into the second half and get a chance real early?
Exactly. They were able to get something really early, so they're hoping more will come here.
Just underway here in the second half. Ball out on the near side of the park, which gives us an opportunity to tell you about the Coaches Show. The Coaches Show here on Hornet Radio. Don't miss it. Your inside look at Hornet athletics. Get exclusive interviews, game analysis, and behind-the-scenes access that you won't find anywhere else. Available as a podcast on all platforms, or you can catch it on YouTube. The Coaches Show, where sports insight meets entertainment. Again, that is the Coaches Show. You can watch that now on YouTube. And we have another show that you just saw at the half that will actually debut on YouTube later on today. Again, exclusive interviews, game analysis, and insider access to Fullerton College athletics. Caleb Ramos is the host this week, and he did an excellent job of catching up with the cross-country team just this last yesterday. I was going to say Tuesday, but it was actually yesterday. Got an opportunity to talk to them before the OEC championships take place later on tonight. 3-0 Fullerton College with the lead. This ball goes up into the air, and it's going to go out and high and wide, and it will go out near side touchline. Fullerton remains with a 3-0 advantage. Now, if you're Fullerton College, you're happy with the way that this result is going to this point. You look at the OEC standings. Irvine Valley is 8-1, Golden West 6-1-2, Cypress and Fullerton equal at 4-2-3. But if you go to the head-to-head, Fullerton College actually owns the head-to-head matchup now because of their win on Tuesday night. A turn over towards the right for Neum Palacios, and Palacios will set this down as a free kick is awarded to Santiago Canyon. Going back to Fullerton owning the head-to-head tiebreaker, Fullerton and Cypress tied in their first matchup with no score. And then all of a sudden, Fullerton College turns it back around with 10 minutes left to play in the last one on Tuesday. They get a penalty kick, they score it, and all of a sudden, Fullerton College finds themselves with an opportunity to overtake Cypress if they get a win here today, or at least overtake them in the clear. This is a little bump over to Manuel Cervantes. We mentioned it earlier. He scored the first goal of the season against East LA on August 28th. And he's played in 7 straight matches and started 6 of his last 7.
I think for Fullerton this season, they're a lot better team what their record shows.
Yeah, and it's interesting to look at it too because they've gotten into much more of a rhythm in conference play. In the early part of the season, as Villanueva is going to get his first save of the game, this one's going to be a shot opportunity. This one actually goes in on frame. First save of the second half for Santiago Canyon. So now they have 2 shots here in the second half, one of them on goal. But going to Fullerton's preseason, they didn't look great. They had a couple of chances to put away teams. They ended up seeing themselves kind of played out of a couple games as well and just didn't have the preseason they wanted to, as this one's down the middle of the park and Saldivar has to make a twisting, turning save. And he'll swing it over towards the left-hand side with a pirouette to add to it. But then you look at how Fullerton finishes off their preseason. They get a draw. They find their way into the start of conference play. They didn't look great to start off OEC play, but it seems like over their last 4 matches, they have played exceptionally well. This one is pumped up into the air, far side of the park, where it will find its way over to Fullerton College once again, and David Suarez can't catch up to it before it lands out of bounds. Past the end line, or excuse me, past the touch line, far side, in the attacking third for Fullerton, defending third for Santiago Canyon. But the last 4 matches, you go back to that Irvine Valley College matchup, where they end up losing 4-2. If you remember it, Fullerton College was trailing 3-0 before 25 minutes had even been played. Then they were trailing 4-0 before 5 minutes had been played in the second half, and it just looked like they were about to be run out of Hal Scherbeck Field. All of a sudden, Fullerton College gets a penalty kick. They get a conversion on kind of a broken play, and they would own each of the next 6 good scoring opportunities against Irvine Valley. At one point, it looked like they may have had a chance to tie up the match with just about 7 minutes left, and they were attacking relentlessly with 3 minutes left, but just weren't able to get an equalizer, or at least get the third, which would lead to an equalizer ultimately. Now, for Fullerton, you swing it over to the next game, they get a win. The following game, a win. The next game, that was Cypress on Tuesday, another win. Now you go 3-0 in your last 3 matches. You have a chance here today with a big 3-0 lead going into the end of the first 45 to get yourself yet another win. And if you're Fullerton, you go 3 straight wins, make it 4 straight wins in conference, and you're starting to find yourself on a roll and putting yourself in a very prime position to get yourself into postseason play. But they have to finish off business here against Santiago Canyon if they're going to do exactly that. Because as of right now, they are listed currently as the number 5 team in the, or excuse me, the number 4 team in the OEC. They have the tiebreaker, so technically they are the number 3 seed in the OEC, but they have to keep it that way. If you're a Hornet fan and you're saying, I want to see this team in postseason play, well, they need to be able to convert wins when they do take big commanding 3-0 leads. And that's exactly what they ended up doing in this one, and they're trying to hang on for the current moment. Chasing directly behind Fullerton is Saddleback at 3-5-1. Excuse me, and 4-9-2 overall. And then Santiago Canyon at 1-4-4 and 2-8-6 in conference. For Santiago Canyon, they got their first win in conference play in quite some time. As for Santiago Canyon in general, last year they went 0-13-1 in conference play. Year before 0-12-2. And then in 2022 they went 1-11. So this is a team that has had their struggles in OEC play, but they have 1 win to this point. And they want to keep it that way and stay out of the bottom 3 in the OEC. They've got a lot of work to do in this one. They're currently trailing at 3-0 as we continue to count our way up towards the final of 90. And Fullerton College will boot it towards the far side of the park. They end up getting called for a foul, and a free kick gets awarded to Santiago Canyon. They get the ball, they turn it back over. It will swing to Cervantes. Cervantes trying to find someone, can't get it over to Abraham Garcia. Abraham Garcia will see this one pumped up over towards Sermonelli, and Sermonelli will have to run this one back.
Build-up wise for Santiago Canyon, it's looking a lot better. They're able to connect 3-4 passes in a row now, and they were able to get those 2 shots early. So hopeful, definitely hopeful for the second half to be able to get something up here.
Hornets nearly take this one away. They do so with Josias Palacios thanks to some heavy pressure. Palacios with the ball. He ends up turning it over by way of Acevedo, and it goes off of Fullerton, and it will go out. So throwing near side of the park, and for Fullerton College, they lead it 3-0. Gives us an opportunity to take a look at Inside Fullerton. Get the inside scoop with Inside Fullerton magazine. From campus updates to student spotlights, we cover the stories that make Fullerton College special, like this shot that ends up hitting the post. Was it contacted by Saldivar? And it seems like it was not. Everyone's moving around. Nope, the official says, hey, where is everyone going? That is going to be a corner kick near side. We finish off with Inside Fullerton. Pick up your print copy around campus or read the latest issue online. Inside Fullerton is your window into campus life. But if you want a window into what Fullerton College's offense is doing here, they've got another corner kick coming up in just a couple of moments. And again, Joseph, an excellent shot there by Fullerton. Technically, it's not on, or excuse me, technically it is on goal as it goes off the fingertips of Saldivar. He makes the save, his first of the second half. And for Fullerton, their first shot of the second half.
Yeah, and I mentioned in the first half Acevedo being dangerous on the right-hand side. I did not expect them to be able to cut in and get a shot off like that. That was very, very, very impressive for him to get a shot off like that and a great save to push it wide.
Everyone moving around. You can see the positioning of Saldivar on the left-hand side. Fullerton's going to throw it in a moment with Paul Mounter. Paul Mounter watching on. And he'll bring it in. Now, if we zoom in just a little bit on Paul Mounter, he's going to have the strong arm to pop this one up towards the middle. It goes towards Villafana. Villafana to his left foot, tries to swing it back inside, and it goes for another throw-in. Paul Mounter says, hey, you know how I just had to run to this side of the field? Well, let me run to the other side of the field. Because Fullerton College will have a very deep throw-in in the attacking third, and he will take over. One of the best in the OEC and making sure that throw-ins go deep inside nearly the 6-yard box. He has the strength to do so. And you can see all the positioning inside the box, everyone kind of jostling for their opportunity. Into the air, knocked around high, goes towards Suarez. Now Villafana tries to go off the volley, and it will go up high into the air, and a goal kick coming up.
And for Santiago Canyon, looks like they're just second to every ball. It looks like it's lazy defense. The clearances haven't been good. It just looks like they don't want it today.
And for Santiago Canyon, they do have another opportunity in conference play to kind of get themselves back on the or into the win column, but it's going to take a lot of work. For Santiago Canyon, to this point, it just seems like they are going to have one of the toughest end of schedules of anyone in the OEC. You look at Santa Ana, Irvine Valley, Golden West, Saddleback, every single team directly above them in the conference standings, as Fullerton will see a foul called here, and they'll have to reset and get a free kick. But again, you go Santa Ana, who is currently sitting just below them in the standings. There's a great chance to get themselves another win in conference play. And then you switch it over and you say, okay, well, who else do they play? Well, they play Irvine Valley, who's leading the conference clearly and easily. And then all of a sudden you swing it over to Golden West. They're second in the conference by a game and a half. And then you finish it off with Saddleback, who's trying to get themselves into a playoff spot. So it's a real difficult chance there.
This will be on target here. He's going to hit it.
So here will end up being Fabian Perez. Perez with a shot. Goes off the upright, not the crossbar, the upright, and it will end up going out. So a shot taken by Perez, just like you were saying, Joseph, you called it.
Yeah, you could tell by the way he was lining up. Captain said, I want to get in on the scoreboard tonight. And it wasn't a bad shot either. It was close.
Perez with it. Now on the right side. Moved over. Throwing now for Santiago Canyon. Deep inside their own defending third. They do get it away for a second and successfully find it with Suarez. Suarez on the chase. Tries to cling it off of a Santiago Canyon player and can't do so.
They're fortunate to get out of that one. The high press from Fullerton was looking good there, but they were able to get it away.
Here come the Hornets. Everyone moving around, looking at Villanueva. Villanueva says, I'm going to send it over to my left, where everyone can pick it right back up and get back into their shape. Here's Paul Mounter. Paul Mounter with it once more. He's got the opportunity to find a teammate, and it goes off the chest of a very quick and very speedy Syed Hussein. Hussein entering for the first time in a while for Fullerton College, but he has a lot of speed when he works to his strengths. Here's Evan Courtney. Courtney on the right-hand side. Courtney with Acevedo. Acevedo has to chase it down, and he does so successfully. Now trying to get towards the middle. He's got a chance. Swings it over to a teammate. It's still inside the box. A shot just goes wide, and the reason it goes wide is Saldivar. So David Suarez is the one who ends up getting the shot on that one, and if you are Saldivar, as you can see here, he saves the day once again for Santiago Canyon. Saldivar has had himself a good one, but he is absolutely going to have to put extra cleaning solution on his uniform because he has been all over the place diving back and forth to make sure he keeps it at a 3-0 advantage for Fullerton.
And I like to say, when your defense isn't as great, this is when goalkeepers shine. You could have a great defense, barely get any shots, don't have to make any saves, but when you're facing shots, how many shots are we on today? For Fullerton?
So far for Fullerton, you had 11 unofficial in the first half, 3 more here in the second half, so that should be 14 if my math is correct. And again, I did not go to school for math, so you got to check me sometime.
I had it at 14 as well, so I think that he's just faced 14 shots, and it's only 3-0 only solely because of him making 2 great saves the second half.
Perez trying to kind of bump this one back towards where it came from. Doesn't end up going as a shot here. And it will end up going up and out past the end line, and that will come up for a goal kick. And with the goal kick, it means that we have an opportunity here to talk about the cosmetology department here on campus at Fullerton College. Cosmetology here for Fullerton College transforms lives, and you can also launch your beauty career with Fullerton College's cosmetology program. Complete your 1,600-hour training in just 1 year with our day program. Or you can choose evenings for 2.5 years. With flexible schedules and comprehensive training, your beauty career starts here at Fullerton College. Ball towards the other side of the park where it will find its way to Fullerton College by way of a throw-in once more. Everyone watching and waiting for the official to give word that we are good to go. I think almost for the second time in this matchup here, Joseph, we had 2 balls on the pitch.
Yeah, haven't seen that. That doesn't happen often for sure. I was checking out Santiago Canyon's offensive formation. It seems like they're lined up in a 4-5-1, if I'm not mistaken. They're looking for some speed up top, but it seems like Fullerton College's 2 center backs are all over that tonight. Nothing out of them.
Now, with myself being familiar with the Orange Empire Conference and the shapes that we have seen variety-wise across the OEC, I'm familiar with what a 4-5-1 brings you. But for someone who is uninitiated and doesn't really know quite the intricacies of soccer, as Syed Hussein tries to catch up to this one, he gets to it. He powers past 1, powers past 2, swings this one on goal, and it will be into the arms of Saldivar. Another shot. That's 4 for Fullerton in the second half, and 3 saves for Saldivar again. But for people who don't know what a 4-5-1 entails, yes, 4, 5, and 1 on the pitch in terms of what you're looking for going from bottom to up on the formation. But what does it bring advantage-wise if you're looking to put that into play?
Yeah, so when you're lined up in a 4-5-1, you're looking to control the midfield. When you have possession in the midfield, your opportunities can come from either defensive counterattacks or controlling it and building up from the middle up into the offense. But it seems like today, it can't get it going in the middle. It looks like they haven't been able to connect more than 4 or 5 passes in a row. It looks like Fullerton College's high press has eliminated the midfield from the discussion.
Fullerton College, speaking of, is going to bring in just a few subs here. And one of them will be Diego Bravo. He'll also be joined by Alexander Mejia Juarez, in addition to Ryan Manabi Dylan Aguayo. Dylan Aguayo is the one who's going to enter. And they'll also be joined by Sebastian Ramos. So Sebastian Ramos getting a chance to have his opportunity on the pitch today. Ball gets placed up over top of Cerminelli, and not thrilled with himself there was Sam Everakes. Everakes actually has a little resume here at Santiago Canyon that is quite successful. Had 2 goals and 4 points last year. Recorded his first collegiate goal against San Diego Mesa. And then last year had a goal against Saddleback to take a 2-1 lead in that matchup. And so far for Everakes, he has had a lot of success as one of the main guys on that back line for Santiago Canyon to this point. watches that one go out. Fullerton College kicked it out. Aguayo's taking the near side of the park. He's going to watch on as this one goes past Bravo. Bravo trying to get there, and Santiago Canyon can run. Santiago Canyon on the chase. They're looking for it far side of the park. They can't catch up to it in time. And Tristan Radent tried to catch the Hornets napping on the right side of the back line. I should say the left side of the back line, the right side of the attack. And for Fullerton, with under 20 minutes to go, they continue to lead it 3-0. Ball goes out. That means that a Fullerton College throw-in is coming up in just a couple of moments. And with a Fullerton College throw-in, it gives us the opportunity to let you know about Hornet Media. Discover Hornet Media, your hub for all things Fullerton College. From news and sports to entertainment and podcasts, our student-produced content keeps you connected to campus life. Find us online, on air, or in print. Hornet Media, where student creativity meets professional quality. If you're watching online and you're saying, hey, you know what, the promo pony looks pretty good, it's because we are continuing to ride to a 3-0 lead for Fullerton College, as Fabian Perez is going to lay it all the way back to Ugalde.
Yeah, and just a few moments ago, I noticed Coach Greg Aviles was telling the Hornets, keep pressing, keep the pressure up there. 20 minutes left in the game, just about 20 minutes, a little less than 20 minutes left in the game. Up 3-0, and he's saying keep the pressure going. They do not want to take their foot off the gas pedal tonight.
Yeah, and for Fullerton College, where their success lies is continuing to go after that pressure. The more and more that they do go to it, the more and more success we have found ourselves watching from Fullerton College. Nearly a turnover there. Saldivar not thrilled with himself. It is now a turnover. Here's a chance for the Hornets, an opportunity, a shot that's going to go up and high. It will be a goal kick, and you just kind of look at Santiago Canyon. It's tough for this team because they do have a lot of talented individuals. You look at a guy like Saldivar, very good goalkeeper, and he has made sure that the chances that he sees, he shuts down. Then you look at guys on the back line like Everakes. You look at a guy like Sermonelli, who has a very talented resume, not just at Santiago Canyon, but also at Norco High School. You look at a guy like Abraham Garcia, who is leading the team in scoring, also had a very good time in high school as well, now at the collegiate level. This is a team in Santiago Canyon that has very good individuals and is looking to piece it together. And as these student athletes age, as they continue with this program, and as they continue to be under the tutelage of Andy Thomas, they will continue to find themselves getting better and better with each and every year that the program goes down the line. It's just a matter of trying to find that cohesive unit that is going to get them that first year of real success in the Orange Empire Conference in the last few years. And once they do that, you're going to see this team be very good in the coming years. For the moment being, Santiago Canyon kind of having a little tough go of it in the Orange Empire Conference this season, as this one is booted towards the near side of the park where it will be picked up by Daniel Scott. Scott is going to come back for it. He'll line it down the middle. Everakes pops this one into the air. And finally, it is checked down and swung over towards the near side of the park where the Hawks try to clear it away. That ball off the foot of Damian Maldonado. Nice possession here by the Hornets as they swing it up. It's going to go towards the right. Deflects off of two.
That'll be onside.
Chance for Fullerton College once again with Dylan Aguayo. And Aguayo will see this one kicked out. Corner kick Fullerton College. And for the Hornets, that'll be their third of the second half.
Oh, third time there's two balls on the field.
Everyone's just trying to make sure that they are well supplied on the pitch.
Make it a hat trick for the day.
Under 17 minutes to go here as Fullerton College leads at 3-0. Dropping back for it is Aguayo.
Sorry, it looks like Santiago Canyon's playing zone defense here on the corner kick.
Here's a chance. Into the air. Now it goes back over towards Mejia Juarez. Mejia Juarez trying to dive inside. Has to be kicked away, and it is successful. Abraham Garcia looking for someone. He's got a teammate. Finally, the Hawks move up the park. Garcia dispossessed, and Fullerton on the take. Fullerton with it. They've got Diego Bravo. Diego Bravo looking for a teammate. Here's a shot, and Saldivar will have to watch this go wide. So Fullerton not afraid to let the ball go. They are letting it fly, and it's working for them. However, in the second half, they have 2 on frame. They actually make it 3 on frame, and a couple that have gone wide. Here's Nicholson. Nicholson looking for someone. Nicholson, and it looks like Adrian Lazo not on the same page there. Lazo wanted that one in front of him. Nicholson goes for the behind. Here's an onside play for Fullerton College on the chase, far side. Diego Bravo with it. Diego Bravo right to the end line. It will go out, and a goal kick coming up. You know, it would also be good sometimes, Joseph,
What's up?
if the guy who's switching the cameras switches the cameras. 15 minutes left in this one.
That would help.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Goal kick coming up from right to left. Ball into the air, and it's going to be back swung towards the middle of the park. Scott will beat it back over towards the right, where it will find its way back towards the Hawks. Now to the Hornets, to the Hawks, to the Hornets. We play ping pong back and forth. And finally, it's taken away by Fullerton for a moment. Off the foot of Miguel Rodas. It was in for the first time for Fullerton. Perez, off foot. Now looking for one. Here's another chance for Perez. Nice little setup there, Joseph, for Fullerton College. It's kind of a 1-2-3, two different one-touches in there. And it was a chance for Fabian Perez. Just gets away from him for a second. But if you're Fullerton College, it's a good setup to get yourself some offense.
Yeah, and I said it earlier, Captain Fabian Perez, he wants to get on the scoreboard. You can see with that shot, he went up again. Ball didn't end up making it through to him, but he wants to get on the scoreboard, you could tell.
Coming in will be Troy Flores. He gets a chance to get a cap here for Fullerton College. Then also entering in a moment will end up being Jesus Leon. So Jesus Leon will go towards the far side, Troy Flores near side. And Fullerton College will pick it up and see this one go back to Perez. Here's Perez. He boots this one near side of the park, and Flores has to go very quickly and sprint over to it. He'll find Scott. Andrew Ariola not in this matchup since the early stages of the second half, as Fullerton College again leads at 3-0. They have been in control of this one throughout the entirety of it. Here's Flores. Flores gets to this ball. He keeps it in bounds just for a second. That's easily going to be a foul against Flores, and it will go back to Santiago Canyon. Joseph, I'm not sure it gets any easier to call a foul there. He tugs at the jersey. Jersey stretches, and it causes for the defender to not get the ball the way that he wanted to. And simple as that, the ball goes back to Santiago Canyon.
Yeah, and personally, I don't mind the foul there. And the play while you're at it, he came up from the right defensive back position. So I think him ending the play there, safe and sound, get it done with, be able to get back and defend.
Fullerton takes it away quickly. Aguayo looking a little backspin turner. It goes over towards Saldivar. And Saldivar threatens to roll this one to the far side of the park. Doesn't do so. Pressure by the Hornets. And it will be booted up into the air. Coming back to Nicholson. Nicholson, once again out of Beckman High School. Now looking for someone. He swings this one off of a foot of Perez. Here's Perez. Perez with a chance. High floater, left-hand side. Saldivar can't catch up to it. Looks like we might have a foul or an offside against Fullerton College. Foul, offside, goal kick. Which one of the three? We've got all three in play. Definitely not a goal kick, so process of elimination. We're taking one away. And the ball goes all the way back. And it seems like we do have a foul, but it is against Santiago Canyon. So we presented three different opportunities and possible outcomes. It was none of the three. 11.5 to play. 3-0 Fullerton. Here's Flores. Flores has to pop this one into the air to get it away from Nicholson. And Nicholson successfully is able to force Fullerton College to give that ball right back. Eleven minutes left in 90. Couple of subs here. And for Fullerton College, if you've never had the opportunity to learn about the tech and engineering program here on campus, this is your chance to do exactly that. Build your future with Fullerton College's Technology and Engineering Division. Choose from 16 hands-on career programs with certificates to associate's degrees. Train in state-of-the-art labs with expert instructors who will give you the real-world skills employers are looking for. Your high-tech career starts right here at the Fullerton College Tech and Engineering Division. Ball goes out far side. Fullerton College looking to keep themselves in control with a 3-0 lead. Joseph, the last time that these two teams met was earlier this season, as that will be a foul against Santiago Canyon and easily called back. It actually goes on the 7th, and kind of on topic of just what I was about to bring up. In the last matchup, that was October 7th, so nearly a month ago between these two teams. Fullerton College and Santiago Canyon battled to a 0-score tie, 0-score draw. There were 7 cards given out, 6 to Santiago Canyon, 1 to Fullerton. In this one, there's only 1 booking. And for both of these two teams, it just seems like it wasn't as physical as we thought it would be entering this matchup. But it's kind of taken more of a wide open stance than what we're used to in Orange Conference play or Orange Empire Conference play. Here's a chance for Scott, sends this one just wide and right past the camera. So another shot for Fullerton, that goes wide, doesn't go in on goal. And we have a Santiago Canyon Hawk that is down, unfortunately, and the training staff is called on to the pitch. Athletic training staff, Lorena Tarnay, continuing to help these student athletes as she has done throughout her career here at Fullerton College. And Lorena, Sandra, Juan, all 3 of them, the athletic training program is under good control and staffing because of all 3 of them and how well they have tended to athletes, not just of Fullerton College, but also the visitors who have visited Fullerton College and Fullerton College athletic events throughout the years. Each of those 3 athletic trainers has made sure that every time an athlete comes to see them, they are well attended to and they are cared for in the best fashion possible. 81 minutes gone, coming up on the 82nd minute here, live from Fullerton College and Hal Scherbeck Field. You're watching Football Fridays and the weekday kickoff on Hornet Radio. Ryan Osborne over to my right-hand side is Joseph Abdel, and Henry is to my left as well, as we bring you the live game action, live again from Hal Scherbeck Field. Ryan Osborne, that's me. I will be back here with you guys next Friday and the Friday after, the 7th and the 14th, to make sure that we bring you some more Fullerton College home soccer matchups. And don't forget, still on the schedule for Fullerton College late in this season will be Orange Coast, and they will also have the opportunity to host a team like the Saddleback Bobcats. We'll see more of that later on as we continue through this season. Before we go anywhere, we want to give everyone a reminder that if you haven't had a chance to check out the Fullerton College Administration of Justice program, you can do so now. Check them out online, where you can serve justice with Fullerton College's Administration of Justice programs. Train for careers in law enforcement, security, court administration, and paralegal work. Our ABA-approved paralegal program and criminal justice courses give you the skills you need for a meaningful career in justice. Protect and serve. Start your training today. Back onto the pitch here, as Fullerton College is going to watch this one fly up into the air. Another chance for Santiago Canyon to go on the attack and get themselves their first marker of this game. Still 3-0 Fullerton. Fullerton scored in the 5th, the 19th, and the 22nd minutes. And they have kept that lead throughout the entirety of this one. Liner goes off the back of the head of 2 guys. Miguel Rodas is the one who catches up to it eventually. Lots of pressure, 3-man pressure here for the Hornets. They go to the far side. It goes off the hip. It looked like Leon Huang, and Huang will watch this one go out. Substitution coming in just a couple of moments, as it looks like Nicholson will take a seat. We'll get you word on who's coming in for him in just a couple of moments. Coming up on 5 minutes left in this one, as entering will be Tanner Ryby. And Ryby will take the near side of the park, and he'll join the back line. Troy Flores. Flores wants it in front of him. Ends up going over towards his hip. Taken away by Santiago Canyon. Goes off of Flores and goes out.
Yeah, the bench love that one right there.
Full commitment there by Troy Flores, as he, like you said, gets an ovation from the bench. And for Fullerton College, that is one thing that this program has really prided themselves on, is making sure that everyone from the first guy in the lineup all the way down to the 50th guy in the lineup is very present in the game. They're very vocal in terms of how well they support their teammates, how well they're able to call things out on the pitch that can help everyone who is out there. So you hear exactly that from the bench for Fullerton, as Fabian Perez brings it, swings it, right-footed, back spinner. Troy Flores on the run, and he can't catch up to it in time. You see the sun going down over towards the left-hand side of your screen as we march our way towards basically 5 o'clock, where this one will end up finishing up at. Into the air, Flores is going to take it away. Flores with it, wants to take a shot. He does, and Saldivar has to be alive to it as Troy Flores misses picking that corner by maybe a couple of inches. Saldivar kept watching it and tracking it and watching it, and finally it pops up off both of his hands and out. That is an absolute laser there that is presented by Flores. And Joseph, for a guy coming right off the bench, Troy Flores has looked very good.
Yeah, some instant impact, to say the least. And Saldivar was able to track that one. He wasn't able to get his hands to catch it, but he was able to parry it out the wide. So better safe than sorry on that one.
Chance for the Hornets. This is brought back. Another opportunity goes past Daniel Scott, looking for his second of the day. Can't get it to him.
And it seems like with this Fullerton team, they have range for days. They're able to cross it from deep, shoot it from deep.
Near side of the park, Fullerton trying to get another shot on. They do get a takeaway, and finally the Hornets come back with it. Hornets looping it, little dropper, 2-bouncer. Cleared away for a second, almost out for a throw-in. That's a foul against Fullerton. Very easy there as Aguayo goes in for the contact. 2:45 left to go in this one. 3-0 Fullerton College with the lead. We're going to take a look at the rest of the conference in just a couple of moments and see what some of the out-of-town scoreboards look like. We'll get to that in just a couple of moments as the Fullerton College Hornets will take it right back. And it just seems like the relentless attack of Fullerton has continued to provide them chances. And it's over and over and over again for Fullerton as they seem to just not allow Santiago Canyon to breathe at any moment. Santa Ana beats Irvine Valley in a surprising result that is huge for the Orange Empire Conference as a whole. Santa Ana 2, Irvine Valley 1. So Irvine Valley now goes to 8-2 in conference play. And that is a huge result if you're looking at it from the lens of Golden West as well. To the left, it goes now to Troy Flores. Flores coming back for it. He's going to send it off someone, and it will end up being a throw-in for Fullerton College. Also down here in Southern California, El Camino and East LA. El Camino 3, East LA 1. That's a final there. Mount Sac and Long Beach, that's a 2-2 draw. A final at Long Beach, Veterans Stadium. Cypress and Saddleback actually just finishing up. Cypress with a win, Saddleback with a loss. So if you're Fullerton College, you absolutely have to get a win in this one. You got to finish off on this 3-0 lead as we come down to the final 5 minutes of play here. This is going to go to Huang. Huang trying to catch up to it. Huang dropping it down for a teammate. An opportunity, little elevator, can't get it successfully as Aguayo tries to catch up to it. And finally, it goes to the near side touchline where it goes off of Raiden. Raiden looking for a teammate. He's got a lot of room to work with if it goes back towards Gabe Prado. And Prado's going to have to watch this one and go all the way back to Villanueva. And Villanueva will throw it towards his left-hand side. We continue with the out-of-town scoreboard again. Saddleback and Cypress. Cypress winning it 1-0 over top of Saddleback. So if you're Fullerton College, and Saddleback. If the scores remain the same, they would each go to 5, 2, and 3 and remain exactly where they currently stand in the conference standings at 3 and 4, with Fullerton at 3 and Cypress at 4. Golden West is the other matchup we have not heard from yet. They are currently at a no-score tie, and that is exactly where it will finish. So 2 surprising results in the OEC today that are huge in terms of standings. For Irvine Valley, they take a very big sigh of relief because it just seems like Golden West and Orange Coast end up finishing with a draw. So, again, for Fullerton, they're very happy with how things go. As they end up getting a win, they end up getting a little bit closer to Irvine Valley. Irvine Valley now 8-2. Golden West at 6-1-3. Technically, still a game and a half back of Golden West, but they get, of Irvine Valley, but they get a good opportunity to get themselves right back into it and have a chance to get themselves a conference win. For Fullerton College, of course, as we mentioned, going towards the back half of this season, they will have another matchup against Irvine Valley and Golden West. They have a real tough road over their next 3. At Golden West versus Saddleback next Friday here at home, and then they'll be at Irvine Valley on the 12th. And then finally, they will host Orange Coast here at home. It will be an uphill climb for Fullerton if they're going to get their 4th straight conference championship. It's a matter of can they finish off the teams that they need to, especially in the last 4 matches of play. We are into extra time here between Fullerton College and Santiago Canyon as we march our way down towards the conclusion of this one. Fullerton College 3, Santiago Canyon 0 is our current score, as Fullerton College got their scoring in the first 25 minutes of play, and they have held their way ever since. Fullerton 3, Santiago Canyon 0. That's a foul against Fullerton College coming in from behind. And Joseph, you look across the standings in the Orange Empire Conference. Irvine Valley loses. Golden West ties with the last place team in the conference. Cypress gets a win over Saddleback, who desperately needed to get a victory here today. Fullerton gets a decisive win if this ends up holding for the rest of this matchup. Saddleback, again, as we mentioned, gets a loss. But the entire top 4 with surprising results. And it just didn't pan out the way that Irvine Valley would have liked, nor Golden West would have liked. But if you're Cypress and Fullerton, you're pretty happy with your results.
Yeah, exactly. Good day to be a Hornet today. Let's just say that. It's a good day to be a Hornet.
Side spun. Near side of the park, Troy Flores looks for Overton. He will find him. And Overton's going to look for a teammate. He's got Fabian Perez. Perez wants to move it over to his left foot. He's been with the program for a couple of years now. A foul against Santiago Canyon. The official kind of laughing at that one and saying, all right, guys, come on. We got a few seconds left in this matchup. Let's march this way towards a conclusion without it getting a little feisty there. Chance for Aguayo. It's going to go back to Troy Flores, near side. Only a few seconds left in this one. The official's got his whistle close to him at his chest. Overton going to move to his right, thinking about bringing it towards the middle. He does. A chance for the Hornets. It chested twice, chested 3 times, and it lands in the hands of Saldivar. Saldivar has been a star in this one. He's got 10 saves. Yes, he does concede 3, but right there, Joseph, it looked like Fullerton kept trying to get a head on it or a foot on it, but the ball kept bouncing up and high, but not high enough to head it.
Yeah, it was a brilliant second half from Saldivar. It's been a great second half. It's the reason why it's still only 3-0. He's had some great saves this half, and potentially he's going to need another one right here with the free kick here.
That ball is cleared away into the stands. They're looking at the broadcast location, throwing a ball at us and saying, all right, guys, we've heard enough of you talking. We've only got a few seconds left. Let's get on out of here, as this will be a free kick coming out for Fullerton College, and presumably will be the final stages of this matchup. We did have a little bit of stoppage time because we did have an injury loss of time, if you will.
He's going to, let's see, will he want the shot here? Or will he get across? This is a crossing opportunity here as well.
Yeah, if I'm the coaching staff for Fullerton College, I look at Perez and say, we're going to lay this one over towards the left-hand side, see if we can set something up that we have confidence in going to later on this season. Be a little shocked if he ends up going straight in on goal.
Speaking of, he was just looking back at Coach Greg Eveles, saying he's got his hand up for a cross here.
Here's Perez. There's the cross. Little out in front of everyone. Goal kick coming up. Official looks at his watch and says, we got a little bit of time left. We can play a little more soccer. Don't you worry about it, guys. There he is, right down the middle of the park, having a nice little chat with everyone and saying, all right, we're coming towards the end here. Ball up into the air, far side. Santiago Canyon still looking for their first one of this matchup. They didn't score against Fullerton last time that they played each other. That one came on October the 7th in a no-score draw. They scored against Orange Coast, then went scoreless against Cypress and Saddleback, and unfortunately for the Hawks, they will end up scoreless in this one as well. That's the final here for Fullerton College and Santiago Canyon. Fullerton College comes away with a 3-0 win in which they pretty much dominated from start to finish. Joseph, as we get on out of here, your final thoughts on Fullerton College. Their attack in the first half proved to be deadly.
Yeah, for sure. Overall, it's been a good game for them. They were able to get the 3 goals early, able to ride the rest of the game out, and they're moving a 4-game win streak now.
So Fullerton is getting hot at the right time if you are a Fullerton fan. For Santiago Canyon, again, this is a team with a very bright future ahead of them. They have an opportunity to really surprise everything in the conference and put a stick into the soup of the conference and give it a big stir in their next 4 matches. Again, they will end up playing Santa Ana, Irvine Valley, Golden West, and Saddleback. That is a very tough last final 4 games, and they have a big chance to change the way that the playoffs look in Southern California in their next 4. For now, it's 3-0 Fullerton College with the win. Big thank you to Henry over to my left-hand side. Big thank you to Joseph Abdel to my right-hand side. I am Ryan Osborne, thanking you for joining us here on Football Friday as part of the weekday kickoff on Hornet Radio. A final, Fullerton College 3, Santiago Canyon 0. You have been watching Fullerton College Soccer here on Hornet Radio.